This is Daily Treasures with words of comfort, encouragement, and hope from the Word of God. Here is Dr. Nick Venditti with today's devotional.
July 24, From Death to Life to Witness. Welcome to Daily Treasures from the Word of God. Today's reading is Acts chapter 9 through 12. Our lesson is from Acts 9, 41 and 42. And he gave her his hand and raised her up, and calling the saints and widows, he presented her alive. It became known all over Joppa, and many believed in the Lord. The death of someone who is dear to us is very painful. Dorcas was greatly loved by the saints. She used her sewing talents to bless others. Now she was gone, and the believers were grieving. Let's examine three things in our text. First, Dorcas had died. She was also known as Tabitha. The believers placed her body in an upper room and then called for Peter, who was nearby at Lydda. It's worth noting that the saints contacted Peter. They had enough faith to believe that Peter would be able to do something for Dorcas, although she was dead. That's faith. Peter arrived in Joppa. He found the widows overcome with grief. Peter ordered them to leave the room where Dorcas's body lay. He prayed for her and commanded her to get up. Dorcas came back to life. Next, Dorcas was presented alive to the saints. She was alive and well. Imagine the joy and celebration when the believers saw Dorcas. Those who had been weeping and wailing were now astonished and baffled. Many people present could attest to this great miracle. Dorcas had been dead and now she was alive. What a great event. Last, Dorcas was a witness to the power of the true and living God. The news started to spread all over Joppa. Although our text does not state that Dorcas personally told everyone about what had happened, it is clear that many believed by what had occurred. In conclusion, Dorcas had died, Dorcas was presented alive to the saints, and Dorcas was a witness to the power of the true and living God. Time after time in the Word of God we read of the great signs and wonders which demonstrate the glory and power of the Lord. These miracles attest to the authenticity of the good news we preach. God's supernatural power is part of His plan for the church. This is not the only way that the Lord operates, but as the believing community, we must be open to all of God's ways in order to advance His kingdom. Miracles are just one way that the Lord demonstrates His love and power. Let's be open to the possibility of God using us in a situation just like He did Peter. Our responsibility is to pray and believe. The Lord is responsible for the results. Take a moment to pray for empowerment from on high. God is more than willing that His people do mighty deeds in His name. It has been a pleasure to share with you daily treasures from the Word of God. Tomorrow's Bible reading is Acts chapters 13 through 16. Let's not forget the words of the psalmist. The law of your mouth is better to me than thousands of gold and silver pieces. Until tomorrow, and may God bless you in abundance as you study the Word of God.